Hello, I'm John Naylor from Deja Vu Travel Magazine. Today we're taking a look at the mobile telecommunications in China. And haven't we been blown away? Just like with many other things Chinese, these guys are just going on in leaps and bounds. And behind me, of course, Apple, well, made in China with US technology, obviously. But there's also Xiaomi, there's Oppo, there's Vivo. Down the road is Huawei. And they've made their own operating system. Now, we've seen that their cameras are outstanding. We've seen their fit, their feel, the screens, all just leveling up and equal, if not better than a lot of phones you're going to get out west. You know, I personally use a Pixel, and wouldn't I love to get a Vivo X200 Pro. Let me show you one quickly. You look at, say, this Pro Edition, and wouldn't we love to have one of these? It's just over, or just around 6,000 RMB, and the cameras on these, if you haven't seen how good these cameras are on these phones, then you haven't had your mind blown away, because there's even a model here, the Ultra, that enables you to have ultra. Don't see the Ultra here, but you can actually fit on a super zoom camera. But these prices, about 6,000 to 7,000 RMB, so that's over 1,000 Australian dollars, but not much over that price. Wouldn't I love to have one of those Vivo X200? Probably the Pro Edition would suit me. But anyway, there's also the Huawei here. Now the Harmony OS, that's a bit of a blockage because they've gone their own way with Android operating system. They've forked and made their own edition. So that means you're limited to Huawei Harmony OS apps, which cuts it out of being a reasonable choice for foreign users, at least in the home country. And why? That's such a shame, because these guys are the ones who got the triple fold phone. It's expensive, but how much screen real estate have you got? Anyway, the reason why you wouldn't get a Chinese-made and Chinese-sold smartphone is because they don't support eSIMs. Now, if you're a Laowai, a foreigner here on foreign shores in China, you rely upon staying connected to the outside world via the use of an eSIM. Now, you can go down the route of a VPN, but they're slow and they're cumbersome and they're problematic, where an eSIM from overseas allows you to just use the internet as you normally would. And that, for me, is a baseline. And unfortunately, for regulations and the rest of it, whether it's an Apple, whether it's a Vivo, whether it's Xiaomi, whether it's a Harmony OS driven phone from Huawei, none of them support eSIMs. Now, apparently that's going to change, but anyway, that's a killer for me. So I won't be buying one anytime soon, and so I'm denying myself that an outrageously good camera that's in the Vivo X200. And it's a reason you should avoid these phones as well. So whether you're buying one overseas from some sort of online store to purchase and ship back to your home country, or whether you're here in China thinking, wow, this phone's so wonderful, I'm gonna buy this right now. You need to take a considered decision and look at whether you need an eSIM, because as I said, for me, that's a killer. Now, there's two other things. If you're buying a China ROM phone, a Chinese operating system, pre-release and install, there's also a limitation in terms of using Google apps, and that's going to be a bit of a killer as well. And the final thing as well, doesn't affect me, is you don't get Android Auto. So those three things, but at the top of that, eSIM, that's a killer. So beware, buy smart, and if you're buying a Chinese-made smartphone, be aware of those shortcomings. We'll see you in the next video.